Hi, I am Sharon White and I'm a Realtor at the Gillette Group. And you may be watching this video because you just accepted an offer on your home. If that's the case, congratulations on your accepted offer. Signing the purchase agreement is only the beginning, and we will be working hard behind the scenes to ensure a smooth closing for you. The average home closes within 30 days of going under contract. However, this can be shorter or longer depending on what was negotiated on your purchase agreement. I want to take this time to talk about some of the important things that take place in a traditional real estate transaction once you are under contract. Step number 1, open escrow. The first step is for your buyer to open escrow with the title company. This includes delivering their earnest deposit. This typically takes place within 48 hours after an accepted offer. The deposit is paid directly to the title company, and this same title company will also be reaching out to you with additional paperwork that they will need. The title company will obtain a title and HOA report to ensure there are no liens, judgments, or HOA violations on your home. If anything unknown is found, it is difficult to close until all of these are resolved. So please let us know if you know of any liens or active HOA violations. Step number 2, seller disclosures. When you signed your listing paperwork, our team sent over an email with blank seller disclosures for you to complete. If you have not completed your seller disclosures, you will want to do this as soon as possible, as the purchase contract does require us to provide both the seller disclosure and your insurance history report to the buyer within 3 days of contract acceptance. The seller disclosures do need to be completed by the property owner to the best of their ability. This is a 7-page document that will ask you questions about your home, such as what year it was built, if you are aware of any issues, utilities, past repairs, and many other things about your property. You'll also want to contact your insurance agent, and they will be able to provide you with your insurance history report, also known as a CLUE report. We will need a total of 5 years of homeowner's insurance history, but only for the time you have owned the home. This report will show any homeowner's insurance claims that you have had in that time period. If you have never had a claim, the report will show no claims, and we will still need to provide that to the buyer. Since this is required on most real estate transactions, your insurance agent will know exactly what is needed. If you have owned your home for 5 years and have had more than one insurance company during this time, we will need one from your previous insurance agent as well, but only 5 years is required. Step number 3, the home inspection and BINSR. After your home is under contract, your buyer will enter into their home inspection period, which is typically 10 days unless stated otherwise on the contract. The inspection period is designed to give buyers the opportunity to complete all of their needed due diligence. The buyers will reach out to the home inspector to set up a time for the property inspection. As soon as we hear from the buyer's agent, we will reach out to you to let you know which day and time the inspection will take place. Depending on the size and age of your home, you can expect the home inspection to take at least 3 hours. You can be home during this time if you choose. The only time you may want to step out is for the inspection review. This is done at the end of the home inspection, where the inspector, buyer, and buyer's agent may meet back at the house to review the inspector's findings. Sellers are not present for that meeting. It is normal to not hear back on how the inspection went until closer to the end of the 10-day inspection period. It is very common for inspectors to find items in need of repair on homes, even on brand new homes. The buyer's agent will submit a form to us called the BINSR, along with the home inspection and termite report. The BINSR will list any repairs that the buyer is requesting the seller to fix. Sometimes, not very often, but sometimes we get these back with no repairs requested. If there are repair requests, once that form is received, you will have 5 days to decide how you would like to respond. As a seller, you have several choices on how you would like to respond, and we will of course walk you through this process. For example, sellers can choose to decline the buyer's repairs, agree to them, agree to some, or you can even offer the buyer a credit instead of repairs. This credit would be paid at closing through your proceeds, and we will discuss this process more in detail once your BINSR is received. It is important to note that if anything deal-breaking is found during the buyer's due diligence period, a typical residential purchase agreement does give the buyers the option to cancel the contract and receive their full earnest deposit back. If you know of anything needing repair, for example, a leaking faucet, you may want to consider repairing before the home inspection. Step number 3, financing contingencies. If the buyer is financing, once the home inspection is complete and any potential repairs are negotiated, the buyer will order their home appraisal. The home appraisal is required by the lender as part of the closing process. The lender will order the appraisal, and the appraiser will call your listing agent to schedule a time to come out to your property. The appraiser will spend time measuring and taking a few photos for their report. We will also provide the appraiser with detailed information on your home and comparables to assist with their analysis. Once the appraiser visits your home, the report can take several days to come back. The buyer's lender will be the first one to receive the report, and they are not required to give the report to the seller, but they will let us know if there are any issues with the value. We will let you know as soon as we hear from the buyer's lender with the results. Like the home inspection, the home appraisal contingency does give the buyer the opportunity to back out of the sale should the valuation of the home be significantly less than the purchase amount, or if significant repairs are required on the house. The offer you've accepted on your home may be contingent upon your buyer being approved for a mortgage, so they will be working with their lender to get all of the needed paperwork in for their final loan approval. We will also be working closely with the lender to ensure that they have the purchase contract and that we are receiving weekly loan status updates. Step number 4, the final walkthrough. Once the buyer has completed all of their contingencies, the buyer and their realtor will most likely schedule a time to come back out to the property for a final walkthrough, usually a few days before closing. During this time, they will walk through the property to ensure it is in the same condition and confirm any agreed to repairs are complete. They will also check to ensure that all attached items that convey with the home are still present. Make sure to read through the purchase agreement to determine what items convey with your home. This includes curtains and curtain rods, so if you have any special attached items you do not want to convey, it is important that they are stated specifically on the purchase agreement. It's also a good idea to keep all invoices for your repairs and email a copy to us and leave on the kitchen counter for the buyer at their walkthrough. We will also ask you to complete a form with all of the important information for the buyer, including mailbox number and location, codes, and utilities. Even if your home is vacant, you must keep utilities on and in your name until you officially no longer own your home. Step number 5, closing paperwork. When the title company has the final docs, they will call you to schedule a signing. Typically, you will need to sign your closing documents with a notary. However, this can be done through the mail or with a notary in another state if you have already moved. Step number 6, closing day. There is a lot going on behind the scenes on closing day, and it's almost impossible to determine the exact time your home will officially close. We like to say anytime before 5 p.m. Once the title company has all of the signed documents and funds, they will release your home to record with the county. We will notify you as soon as your home has officially closed. After closing, the buyer's realtor will typically get the key out of the lockbox, and you can leave any other keys and remotes inside the home on the kitchen counter or in a drawer. The title company will ask if you prefer for your proceeds to be wired or in a check. Proceeds are typically ready within 24 hours after closing. The contract requires that sellers leave the home in broom-swept condition. However, it's always nice and appreciated when sellers choose to go the extra mile and have the home professionally cleaned for your buyers. In a perfect world, your home will pass the inspection and appraisal with flying colors, and your buyer will be approved for financing within 30 days. However, a National Association of Realtors study showed that only 74% of contracts close on time. So if you hit some bumps in the closing process, don't panic, you're not alone. I have been a realtor for 7 years, and I have seen so many different obstacles come up. Even though it may be a seller's market and may be fairly easy to find a buyer for most homes, it's so important that you hire an experienced realtor to help you navigate the process and get you to a smooth closing. We know there are a lot of options out there, and we are honored that you have selected our team to help you with one of your biggest assets. I hope this video helped explain a few of the main steps along the way. Of course, each contract is different, and not all of this video may apply to you, but I will be here to guide you through each step of the way.